I think there are three tax bills that came out of the session that are considered business friendly. Two of them were expansions of existing taxes. One of them was a new tax credit. The expansion of the existing taxes, one of them expands the taxes or the tax breaks for businesses that convert to employee ownership. This has been a pet project of Governor Polis. Really want to see more retiring business owners sell their businesses to employees to kind of keep that ownership in here in the state of Colorado. And through two separate laws passed in 2021 and 23, you saw the establishment of tax credits for companies that do that. And this year, despite the budget crunch, they came back and they said, we're going to expand it in a couple of ways. We're going to actually allow nonprofit and for-profit businesses that help you go through this conversion to get tax breaks as well. I think that kind of lowers their prices and what they're going to charge you, and inspires more people to do that. And we're also going to grow from 50% to 75% the tax credit for your costs in doing this. Now they wanted to grow the full pot, which is now going to be up to $3 million a year of these tax credits available. They wanted to grow it a little further than 3 million. Couldn't get there because of the tax or because of the budget crunch. But that was a pro-business tax bill. They also expanded the advanced industries tax credit, and this is a tax credit that goes to folks who invest in seven particular industries. These are industries like aerospace, bioscience, advanced manufacturing, energy, things that pay higher wages that are kind of considered to be on the cutting edge. And these are folks who are investing, not in giant aerospace companies, and not that anybody's out there, saying, here, Lockheed Martin, here's a $5 contribution. But these are folks who are investing in kind of startup companies, companies within the first 5 years of their existence that are not making a huge amount of money. And the advanced industries tax credit is said to have been really powerful for the companies that use it. There was a winery, for example, that came in and said 88% of our investors use this tax credit, and we don't think we'd get a lot of those without it. So they were able to, that was supposed to end after 2026. They're able to extend that through 2031, and also extend the tax credit even to people who are smaller owners of the company. They could take advantage of it as well. And so there were a couple of tax bills that get through. The third one, and I say it's a pro-business tax credit, that depends who you talk to. It is a new tax credit that was passed this year, specifically to attract the Sundance Film Festival. Now, that's going to benefit one company, Sundance. It will also benefit smaller film festivals too. But the pro-business angle there, and the reason you saw a lot of chambers of commerce support that one, is because the idea of stealing Sundance from Park City, Utah, to bring to Boulder, which they announced they are coming, is going to be a boon for restaurants and retail shops and hotels and others in not just the Boulder area, but probably up and down the Front Range. And even, frankly, they think a lot of people who will come out to Sundance from other states will say, well, as long as I'm out here in January when the film festival happens, I'm going to stay, I'm going to ski, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So they think it's going to be a big boost to the economy overall during one of the down seasons of the year. And they were able to do that with the tax credit. And
Mm.
so that was, that was not the sole reason Sundance is coming here, but that very likely sealed the deal for them coming here. Sundance announced after that tax credit passed on second reading in its second chamber that it was coming here. So so yes, there were. This was not the session when you saw a giant plethora of tax credit ideas come forward. And in fact, the biggest tax credit idea that came forward died, and that was a special tax credit, a 30-year zeroing out of sales and use tax for the materials that would go to data centers, as there's been a real push to try to get data centers, which are not high employment but are capital intensive and really spur on a lot of buying in a community to come to Colorado. They're not looking at Colorado right now because we don't have a tax policy that incents them to come here, whereas about 20 other states do.
Yeah.
But that one was going to cost a little bit more in terms of the budget, and that did not make it through, uh, largely for budgetary reasons, although environmentalists are not fans of data centers and they push back on it as well.